There we are. Holy smokes, hang on. Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened there. It all of a sudden died. And I don't know who I've lost. I hope we all come back and get to chat again. I loved what you guys were saying, but we all have problems and we all have things that have happened in our past that will trigger us, that we are going to say, ooh, no, no, no. And it may not be something that triggers someone else. So maybe it's a word, maybe it's a tone of voice, maybe it's a place. I know that for me, when growing up, my mom wouldn't let us close doors. We couldn't close, even if we were in the bathroom, couldn't close doors. Hi, Nephi. Thank heavens. I'm glad you found us again. Yay! But, so my mom wouldn't let us close doors when, and especially in the bathroom, we couldn't close doors. If we were taking a bath, if we were going potty, we couldn't close doors. But that sounds weird, doesn't it? That doesn't sound right. Ooh, gosh. But my mom was actually molested as a child by an uncle. And it happened in a bathroom. And so for her, that trigger that's going on, now it starts to make a little bit of sense, right? And so we really need to look at what's triggering us, why might it be triggering us, and then is there something that I can do about it? And is the way that I'm reacting to that trigger, is that damaging my relationship with my child? Maybe it could be damaging your relationship with your spouse, or maybe adult siblings that you have. Are those triggers still damaging relationships all around? I'm a very relationship-based person. Relationships are more important to me than money. They're more important to me than my clothes, although I do love my clothes. And, and relationships are my key. It might not be your key, but they're still important. And you need to really stop and think, how can I maintain and keep those relationships going? And so that I can do better with my kids. But when we mess up, there it is. Yeah, I'll do better next time. And the more time we spend beating ourselves up, the harder it actually becomes to overcome. And it makes it so that these things can destroy all kinds of things. It can destroy our happiness in the workplace. It can destroy our happiness in our family, in our neighborhood, at the church we go to. Those attitudes that we bring, and we may not mean to bring them with us, quite honestly. We might not even be aware that this trigger is going on. And so it's actually going to take some work and some time to think about it. But in the meantime, we're going to mess up, right? But we're going to be thinking about how to improve. And if you're thinking about how to improve and you're taking steps on what can I do to improve, then you're doing okay. You really are. So I have all of these podcasts on all of these different subjects. And you can't be perfect at all of them. Most of the subjects that I have talking about on my podcast are things that I messed up horribly on, right? Right? And so I'm still looking for answers. I'm looking for answers to be a better grandma. I'm looking for answers to be a better aunt. I'm looking for answers to be a better wife. I'm looking for answers to be a better sister. And so we should never stop looking for ways that we can be better, but we don't let it beat us up to the point that we're not able to move forward with it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Nephi, you'll have to tell me. But so let's just give ourselves a break. And this podcast is the one to do it. It is so much fun. And we just laugh and we share stories and we talk about ways that, you can settle down, but it's also ways that you can move forward. And so we're going to settle down, and then we're going to move forward. And as long as you love your kids, you're doing what's best that you can for your kids, and realize that some days I'm going to get too mad. Some days we're going to be late with dinner. Some days we might not even make it to soccer practice. That's okay. That's okay. And you just keep moving forward. So I hope you listen to the podcast. In fact, as soon as I'm done talking here, go to imperfectheroespodcast.com and you will find all of my podcasts that are there. I have so many. I am really impressed with the quality of guests that I am now being able to find by doing more podcasts and finding out different ways to connect with people, to find people. And I'm getting better at finding just some really intelligent and brilliant people who have a lot of answers in different areas of raising our little kids. And so I hope that you'll take the time to go look at it and then share the podcast. Give me a 5-star review. I love those. And, a nice comment. Even if you just put great, that helps. And it helps other people find my podcast. It helps me expand and hopefully help more families and let them laugh, let them see, here are the possibilities. And this might not work for you. You might not be interested in this topic, but you'll probably be interested in one or the other. We are up to this is episode 40. So I've got 40 different things that you can look at, and we're going to get more and more and more. And honestly, I've had so many people now contacting me. I'm not even reaching out anymore. I've got people contacting me wanting to be on my podcast to talk about things. And they're just amazing people. And I'm so grateful for those people who are able to move, to come and share their expertise and teach me a little bit. And in the process, I hope it offers some things for you as well. Next week, I'm trying something new. So I have a niece, Bailey Olson. She's been on the podcast before. I know she was on episode 8. I think there's one other that she's been on. And I just love talking to her. She's so smart. And she's got 2 little kids, one in kindergarten, one in 1st grade. She's also a teacher. She's also a gymnastics coach. She went through college on a gymnastics scholarship, and she married the quarterback of the football team. And they're just this great couple, and she's such a good teacher. And one of the things that she really excels at is helping parents see that maybe your child needs some extra help in this area. Or if a child hasn't been identified with maybe some special needs, and maybe it's something like reactive attachment disorder, something more serious, or maybe it's just that, they just need a little help in understanding how to make friends. And we have some things in place that we can help you with your kiddo. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your child. It just means that they need a little extra help in some things. Well, Bailey is just so much fun to talk to. So next week, I'm going to try doing a thing where I'm going to have Bailey come. Hi, Julie. It's so good to see you. Next week, I'm going to have Bailey come a little more often, maybe once every 4 or 6 weeks, and kind of do a co-hosting thing. And so next week, she's on. It's our first try at this, and we're actually talking about the difference between punishment and discipline and how that works with your kids and in your families. And so, you're back, Carolyn. So good to see you. So next week, that's with Bailey. And again, we're laughing, we're having fun, we're doing cool things. And so that would be next Monday. But for right now, as soon as I'm done, I hope you'll go to my podcast website and check out this week's No BS Mama episode with Megan Eddinger. And she has her own podcast too. So if you're interested in learning about what Megan has to offer and how to find her podcast and all that, it's going to be in the show notes of the podcast. So, when you click on a podcast and you're reading them, if you scroll down a little bit, you will see where the show notes are, and it has like how to contact me, how to get more information on my coaching, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's group coaching, what are some of the freebies that I have available. I'm just getting ready. This is my last week that I will have the free workshop on parent-teacher conversations. And so after that, I'm taking it down, and it won't be free next time. So get it this week. Sign up for that. And but just listen and look. Like, I've got so many great. Paul Henderson is amazing with his on Slave No More. I know, controversial, huh? That's me. And so, yeah, listening to that. I've got Lisa Sugarman, and we were talking about building resiliency in your kids. Just a ton of them about adoption, whether I have one with one who's been adopted. That was with Joy Griffin, and she was adopted, and it's taught about her journey. I also have another one on adoption about a foreign adoption and what their journey was. I've got things about kids with disabilities. I've got things about just traveling with kids and how to prepare for that. And in May, I'm going to have my next little freebie thing that I'm going to have going is on how to plan your summer and have it just be a fun summer with things to do every day. And we're going to have how to do a travel map for your kids, how to do a scavenger hunt for when you're traveling. And I'm going to have there'll be a calendar that has June, July, and August. And it has, like, there's this Eat a Donut Day, National Kiss Your Dog Day or whatever. It's got all those funny, silly days, and there's one for every day for all 3 of those months. And so that might give you some ideas on things to do with your kids and to have fun with, whatever day it is. So I hope that you'll look forward to that. That's going to be available in May. So right now, again, go listen to the podcast. And you can always go to my website, sign up for the newsletter, and I send it out every Tuesday morning, so you get to know what's going on, what the new podcast topic is. You get to see whatever's going on with Little Hearts and the coaching or the webinars, and so you're up to date on all of those. So anyway, I hope to see you soon. Go listen to that podcast, and until next week, let's find joy in parenting. See you guys. Bye-bye.